with this next phase, as we progress toward the pre-feasibility study, we'll start to gain a better understanding of more of the details around the separation facility and start to fine-tune the economics associated with it.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Aclara Resources Chief Operating Officer, Barry Murphy. Barry, very good to speak with you today. You've announced the completion of a conceptual engineering study for your rare earth separation project, and it looks like you're encouraged by the results.
Yes, yes, very encouraged. So this is a study that we started earlier this year with the Saskatchewan Research Council and Hatch. The Saskatchewan Research Council applied the standard solvent extraction process methodology, and they took a sample of our concentrate that we produced from our Carina module down in Brazil. And they developed a flow sheet. Hatch helped with the definition of the engineering, and the results are all looking very good.
You also highlight in the release that it positions the company as the first vertically integrated heavy rare earths company outside of Asia. So a significant milestone for you then.
It is. It's a strategy that we announced a little earlier this year as well, is that recognizing that we have these two assets in South America positions us, we believe, uniquely relative to our peers in terms of our ability to develop a fully integrated supply chain for these heavy rare earths and the production into metals eventually. So the conceptual study that we've just completed is really the next step in the vertical integration, taking us from the mines, the concentration production, and to the separation of the rare earths. And we are also in parallel looking to move further down the supply chain into the production of the metals and alloys for magnet production. So this is a key component of the vertical integration strategy, and the preliminary results that have just come out are looking very positive for us. So we're very encouraged.
Could you take us through a couple of the highlights of those results, Barry?
Sure. Yeah. So the study this initial study was based on a standard solvent extraction flow sheet. It was a chloride-based flow sheet, so nothing peculiar associated with it. The results that we got from the work that the SRC did for us are also very encouraging. So very high purity oxides coming out of the separation facility, and the recoveries associated specifically with the important rare earths, the heavy rare earths, are all north of 90%. So that's also really good news, particularly for an early study like this, which has had no real optimization associated with it. So that's the first big takeaway that we've drawn from this study. We introduced Hatch to do the engineering around the flow sheet. So they've had a lot of experience with this as well, and they've developed the conceptual engineering with the layouts and the plot plans, etc., and the capital and OPEX estimates for the study. And that's also looking quite good. So the total at this stage, conceptual level capital estimate for this facility is around $354 million. But importantly, that $354 million is broken into two major components. The first component is the separation facility itself, and that makes up about 2/3 of that capital estimate. But the remaining third of about $110 million is associated with the waste reduction and the facilities that we require to limit and practically eliminate all waste products that will come out of this facility. So this is in line with our philosophy as a company to have as light a carbon footprint as we can, and to be very conscious of the environmental impact that we have with these facilities. So it's the same philosophy that we're applying on our concentrators and our mines down in South America, and we're going to be applying that to the separation facility. So that's another important component. It resonates with our ethos as a company, and the results from this test work have shown that that's all possible.
Barry, what are the next steps then?
So what our intention is to take this conceptual study and advance it further toward a pre-feasibility study. So that entails a number of different steps. We'll be starting with some further optimization laboratory test work that will move into a pilot plant in due course. We also are looking to trial a slightly different solvent extraction chemistry. So the chemistry that we've applied at the SRC is a fairly standard chloride-based chemistry, but there's an alternative option there, which is a nitrite-based chemistry, and both have their pros and cons. So we're going to be looking at investigating the nitrite-based chemistry a little bit further to see how it compares to the chloride-based chemistry. And then we're going to be doing a location study, focused really in the United States, to have a look at where within the United States would this facility be best located. So it would be best located from a permitting perspective, from an availability of resources, and also availability to the market. So with this next phase, as we progress toward the pre-feasibility study, we'll start to gain a better understanding of more of the details around the separation facility and start to fine-tune the economics associated with it, and also use the opportunity to see how the integration of the separation facility with the concentrators that we have in South America can start to look for synergies between these two processes and thereby either reduce OPEX and or CAPEX.
Well, Barry, I hope you'll keep us updated on any progress. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much, Steve. Good to see you again.
And your Aclara Resources Chief Operating Officer, Barry Murphy.